As a man of God, I sit around, I see all kinds of situations happen amongst our peoples, amongst people. I mean, and it's like you got this what Black Lives Matter thing that's jumping off. That's because of all the stuff that's been going on with the police officers and stuff, and it's kind of crazy. I mean, people all over are talking about different issues. I watched on TV of things that's going on, with that I've seen on the news. This guy who organized this march or something like that a few nights ago. And it was kind of crazy just being there. You know, I saw it on the news. I was like, whoa. I said, hmm. So I told a friend of mine, I says, hey, she might want to go with me. So we decided to go and check it out, see what it's all about. Because we want to march. It's for our people, for African Americans and stuff like that. And we wanted to stand up for our people, represent. But when we got there, I mean, for one, it was dead. You had two sides. You had two sides. You had people on the east side of the street, and you had people on the west side, and they on both sides were debating. But we happened to be on the east side of the street, and we're sitting there, we're debating. We're sitting there, and they're debating about the Lord. So me and my friend Latoya, um, we were just sitting there watching this happen, and the guy was telling the dude, he's like, do you believe in oh no, he said something about like can you prove the existence of God? And and the guy really couldn't answer the question. So I felt in my spirit something just pushing me from the core of my being. But before I even spoke, my friend Latoya, she jumped on the issue real quick, and asked question something like, can you explain that when a person dies and he's pronounced dead? I'm talking about clinically dead, no heartbreak. Because after a while, the brain it it starts to break down after your heart starts beating everything. And when a person's clinically dead for like at least 2 or 3 minutes, it's done. But she said that she asked me, how can you explain that after a while the person revive after just being dead and being pronounced dead? For how can you explain that? And the man really couldn't. He didn't really say no, nor was he listening. So I felt that I needed to come in and interject because it was in my spirit to talk about evolution because I wanted to get on his level. Now, what my friend Latoya has said was a perfect example of spiritualism, how God works, and even the atheists have to admit, wow, that's not really natural. Of course, it's not spiritual. We are spiritual beings. Now, understand, people go through life and we have issues. Everybody's got issues and problems that go on, but by being in that situation and interjecting our spiritualness of it, it was just so awesome to be able to be used to help this young man defend the honor of the Lord. Now, understand this: being at this Black Lives Festival, I didn't want to be there no more because all it was a debate. So throughout the times and days and stuff like that, I was on the bus. Yesterday I went to a friend's house to visit. And we got to a great conversation about the Black Lives Matters, how the gangs are no longer in California. They're starting to come together and really protect the neighborhoods like they're supposed to. And it's just so odd because I just had a bad day. I just had the day, not a bad day, but it just ended. It didn't end too well for me, and I was all wrapped up in my emotions. And it shouldn't be about me; it should be about others because it's always about others. So when I went to my friend's house, we had this conversation. It took my mind away from the certain situation. So when I woke up this morning, it was as if God was telling me, don't be like Jonah. No one told you to run away from a situation. You made that decision. So I came home. I said, you know what? I'm going to go home. I told my friend, I'm going to go home while y'all take off. Okay? I was like, they were like, cool, Kareem, that's what's up. We're going to go and do that thing. But when you come back, you can always come back when we come back from work. I'm like, no problem. That's awesome. So I got on the bus and, again, that conversation was going. And this one dude talking about being in, like, he was talking about being, what do you call it, slavery and stuff like that. He was talking about, how people, we're duped and stuff like that as black people and stuff like that. And I had to interject a few things because I felt that he was wrong now. And there's another black dude who was there. He also interjected the same conversation we had last night about the gangs. And he's like, you understand, it's, he said that we're so wrapped up in everything that we're doing that it's hard for us to unify as African American people. So, and I like, you're right. I says, we are kings. We are kings and queens of Africa. We're the originals. We as a people have been, every race, now understand, every race has had a form of slavery somehow, but none of them has had their identity stripped, their culture stripped, their religion stripped, everything stripped from them. Like African American people, and I'm not saying that we've been treated worse and stuff like that. There might be somebody who's been treated worse, but we've had our identity. We can't even trace some of our roots back to Africa, where we are our ancestors. That's where we come from. Now, some of us are mixed with other races and stuff like that, of course. But I'm just saying, and it is like. Even our women, because back in those times, when we came over here from, when our ancestors was brought over here, we showed ourselves to be a strong people. And the white man, they were like tripping off that, And so, of course, that's where they came out the word nigger, which means one who's not enlightened or ignorant or something like that. But because they didn't understand our culture, they didn't understand what we said, our language or anything. Our culture was different to them. So they came up with their own concept of a word for us. Everything else just came, all the insults came later. But understand this, that then when they seen the unity in our people, they felt that it's best to divide us. To divide our whole families. They would take the wives and they would rape the wives and get them impregnated. And the husbands, they would beat them or sell them off to other people. If they get hurt, they would sell them off. They would separate the family. They would separate the family for a reason. Because we are strong people. And it's like now, we have to figure out about that mentality as African American people. That slave mentality is still here. Even the African American women saying that because of some of the stuff that African Americans some of these African men have done, even our women are saying it's best to be with a white man or do what white man do because of the fact that the white man will do this and do that. But understand, even they're wrong. That's another part of the division. People aren't seeing this. They will never see it. And, to defend the honor of men, I am a real man. I am not just a real man, but I'm a man of the Most High God. Yeshua, Yahweh, I serve him. So I don't believe that a woman should have to take the step to the back, but she's to the side. The woman is your conscience. Understand that. Now, I may not be with nobody, but the love of God that resides in this man right here is there. I can see it all. I feel it all. I feel God's love in such a different way. That people think, agape, unconditional, but they don't fully understand it, nor will they practice it. I do. I don't never expect anything from anybody. I think about everybody else before I think about myself. And I pray for those around me rather than myself. Everybody else got a different concept of what they should do. People want to follow organized religion. I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. Because if the Bible don't say it, I'm not into it. There's other things that we need to understand too about how God works and stuff in our lives and stuff, Going back to the origins, Africa. People don't even know that the Garden of Eden was in Africa. All you gotta do is find out where all the rivers were where they flow from, the ones that are stated in the Bible, and believe you me, you'll figure that it was in Africa. It's just, I'm not even saddened about the things that's happening with our people here these days. And I speak this knowledge because it's so boiled in my heart, it's boiled in me. And, I want my people to know, as African American women and men and women out there, that we need to unify. We need unity in our people. We need. Why is it so hard for us African Americans to unify when the white people can unify, the Mexicans unify, the Native American unify, but it's hard for us. Whenever it's time of a rally, whenever a Martin Luther King holiday, these young kids want to act a fool. They want to act all fool, act stupid. I heard, as a matter of fact, the Black Lives Matter, all I heard was no justice, no peace. You ain't gonna get nothing accomplished by making those statements. You gotta be better than that. You have to have your mind open to all scenarios, all situations. I don't know. I'm not gonna change for nobody. I'm not changing for nobody. I'm evolving to something that God wants me to. I'm gonna be powerful. God's gonna use me to be powerful. My friend told me one time, you need to stop saying I and say you. Say God. Because even the enemy said I 5 times. But I'm not trying to say I. But God's using me to do his will. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it. So I just hope that, anybody out there who has ears to hear will listen to what I'm saying. Listen to these words. I'm not saying that, black people should stay with their own race or white people should stay with their own. I'm just telling us as African American people to unify. We need unification in our own culture. You need to figure out who you are. Because I see black people say that I'm not African. I'm not African at all. I'm black. That's what they want you to think. That's the slave mentality. You are African American. That's your heritage. You may have all these other races in you, but you know what? The most dominant is African. You're the first. To all my queens out there, I'm just letting you know, girls, African American women, you are beautiful. You're beloved. Your skin is gorgeous. That color that you got, no one else will ever understand it. I just want you to just know that God loves you. He will always love you. He'll always be there for you. Because he's the one true God. You don't have to run away from love. You don't have to run away from it. Never have to. Most people believe that, all they needed was God, stuff like that, but God made man. When God made man, he made woman. He made them in pairs. We need each other. A man needs a woman needs a man. Not man with man or woman with woman, but a man needs a woman as a woman needs a man. And once you accept it, you'll start to realize how powerful it is. Right now, some people are angry and hatred, full of hate and all that stuff, and want to be on their own and do all that stuff like that. That's fine. But one day you'll wake up and realize that what you pass by, the things you pass by, stuff like that, You got to be ready for anything and everything. You got to be. Because you don't know if you're going to miss that blessing or not. And believe me, you're probably sitting there like, nah, I don't want nobody. I don't want no man. I'm good. You know, especially if you're in the Lord, you be like, all I need is Jesus. That's it. But I'm going to tell you, that's not true. It's not really true. Or God wouldn't have made man and woman. Believe me, we all need someone. Everybody does. And I have to be honest, I was numb for years, hated. I was full of hate, anger. But when I got an encounter with my God, whoo, changed my life. He changed my life. Now he's going to use me. So I just hope that all y'all listen out there, I hope you pay attention. Because one day you'll wake up and realize that you missed out. As for me, well, I have a unique situation. I'm going to press on towards doing what I got to do. And I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to pray hard. And we're going to see what God does. Because ain't no God but him. He's made himself, in these last few months, have made himself real to me. He's not just some spook or fairy tale or anything like that. He's real. He's a person. And he loves you. Be blessed.